Live from the Man Cave, it's Charles Leeson.
There was two old guys sitting on a park bench, dog laying out in front of him, licking himself. This one old man turned to the other guy and said, "Gosh, I wish I could do that." The other guy said, "Well, I think you better pet the dog first." When I was a little boy, I don't know, maybe I was 10 years old, I kept bugging my folks. I wanted to watch. So finally one day they gave in and let me. My wife and I, we argued quite a bit. She said, "I think that I ought to leave you." I said, "Why don't you get all dressed up, go to a nice bar, and maybe you can find another man." She said, "I don't have any nice clothes." I said, "I'll buy you some." Had to go get a physical a few months back. Doctor examined me. He said, "Charlie, everything looks okay except," he said, "we got one problem here." He said, "You've got your rectum nerve is touching on an optical nerve, and that's what's giving you the shitty outlook on life." I had to go have a prostate exam one time, and it was really painful. They stuck this thing up my rectum, and oh my God, it hurt bad. And when I left there was a guy sitting waiting to go in. I told him, I said, "Look, if you see a guy coming out of there with a smile on his face, don't get too friendly with him." I went in one time to a prostate exam, and they had quite a bit of things they had to do, and had this nice looking black nurse running this thing up and taking pictures up inside me. And afterwards, we were talking about, I said, I told the nurse, I said, "I guess I shouldn't complain." I said, "There's people with a lot more problems than what I have." But I said, my father always told me, the good Lord never gives us any more than what we can handle. She said, "Yes, that's what my daddy always told us." So I said, went on, everything went out okay. I got home. My wife said, "How'd everything go?" I said, "It went fine." But I said, "What's really weird, all my life, I never thought I would be sitting with a black lady holding my privates in her hand and talking about religion." I was in McDonald's one day, and there was an old couple sitting in there. They had one hamburger and one order of fries and one drink. I watched it for a while. Finally, I went up. I said, "Ma'am, if you wouldn't be offended, I'd like to buy you another meal so you each can have one." "Oh," she says, "we don't have no problem there at all." She said, "They were sharing it. They were taking turns." She said, "I'm just waiting for my husband to get through so I can use his teeth." My son was down at his wife's grandmother's house one time, and she had a bowl of peanuts sitting on the table there, and he was just picking away at him, eating. Finally, he said, "Oh my God, Grandma," he said, "I done ate all your peanuts." She said, "That's all right, Chucky." She said, "I done sucked the chocolate off them already anyhow." Old lady died and went to heaven, and St. Peter's showing around in there, and her husband is a real crouser and nasty man when he was on earth. And she looked, and here's her husband there, and he's sitting there with a keg of beer and a beautiful blonde. She said, she turned to St. Peter and she said, "St. Peter, I don't understand this. My husband was nothing but mean and a carouser all the while he was living on earth." She said, "How can he be here with a barrel of beer and a beautiful blonde?" He said, "Well, ma'am," he said, "you don't quite understand. That barrel of beer is empty, and the blonde don't have a hole in it.